ZomCo, it was a creation from a few years ago. I was walking to work and happened to see a few bin men. And they were just doing their job, picking up rubbish, putting it in the skip and stuff. And as I walked by, I thought I saw a body part, something. It looked really odd. It was just like lying there. It looked like a hand from a distance. And this guy just picked it up and threw it in the back. It wasn't, obviously, hopefully, anyway. But it just inspired me. I was thinking, for a long time I've wanted to make a zombie film. But I've always liked this kind of element of, when you see these TV shows that are documentaries about real life and following people around, and I thought, well, that's the kind of idea which I want to do as a comedy. So why not mix that and have these guys that go around picking up body parts, cleaning up after the apocalypse. There are lots of moments of improv within the film. There's a main segment towards the end. I don't want to spoil it if anyone's not watched it, but it's the bit with Barry talking about what he does, and while the guys are loading up the van with body bits behind him. So there's lots of improv moments. There's quite a lot of the ideas that come to me before. A very dry comedy that's kind of become my kind of humour, and I thought, well, that's how I want to put the comedy in. How do I get that into a narrative that works? So I have these jokes. There's a joke about the little child who slipped on dog poo. That's in the middle of the film, and that joke was just something I had. It was like these two moments: dog poo, zombie bits. That was it. Okay, how do we put that together? So I had the little joke, but we had to lead up to that scene. So that's why I was talking to Jerry quite a bit, talking to Keith, and trying to get these elements put together, writing around these funny moments, and kind of worked out of that. Obviously, Rick, being the special effects man, he just knows this attention. When we were saying about even in the office scenes, where we have lots of like flyers, there's stuff on the wall where it's like, know before you throw, all that kind of zombie stuff. So you can like, what we're throwing out, body bits, are you throwing out trash cans or whatever it may be, what you're putting in the garbage. Well, we have that kind of information, like health and safety bullet points on the wall, especially for the company and things like that. And going back to like the body bags, they were specially made for the film. Elements of the van. My friend Matthew Forbert is a graphic designer. He designed all of our logos, and I said, well, I want a logo for the film, but it's got to be a company logo that can be used within the film, because it's based on this ZomCo, the company, So bringing all those elements together that were, from our world, we're seeing this as a film called ZomCo, but we're actually bringing it into the film, and they're the company called ZomCo, so it has to be transparent that this is their logo, this is what the fonts they use and everything else. So the attention to detail went down to that level, like even talking about what kind of font we would use on certain things. So not only was there this special effects team, which Rick put together, building the elements behind the show to make the detail high value, but also these other bits like talking about effects design in terms of sound, also in terms of the logos, in terms of how we're going to film it, what kind of style. And it allowed me to pull on a lot of resources, a lot of people I know. That mockumentary style, I wouldn't have achieved it without Dan Price, our cameraman. He has this kind of guerrilla tactic when he films, I find. It's very capture the moment, and it's quite shaky and stuff, but that's how it's meant to be, because that's how he works, and that's how we